I'm doing that picture because that's going to be shit anyway. I could carve into that bit. Really like how cutting into it like that's changed how it feels. Um, Very happy about the font there. I want to do work to make it a little bit more. Not sure if I'm going to roll a tin foil or not. Probably will because I do like the rocket that brings out. But we're going to do this next layer though. So we've got that overhang happening there. Like one of the slits have done lower down the worksheet file. We'd probably be flattened out to make it more accessible. It maybe if we maybe more like steps. So let's get the most of the way. And we'll bring like this and then the layer of it. So it's gonna be like that. So yeah. Another sort of step that goes about that high. And the next one going. Hello, little spider. What are you doing? Over there. What's spider running? Hello, I was watching. How you doing? So, well, maybe final step back here. I don't go with this works or not. I don't know. But we'll get it. Three steps going up. It's first step in there. Then we're going to do another one slightly higher up. Try not to cut forward myself, or we'll get torn off by people. Quite right with the two as well. Should not be touching towards myself. It's fine until it's not, right? Right, got a couple of slips there. And then the final one. It's cutting in. A little bit higher up. This is a tile like that. That's a good one. That. Actually, like that. To be here. No. There. Something like that. Which I think looks kind of cool. So, let's make this cracked. Real crap. I'm fairly happy leaving this as steep. Just hit the edge up a bit. We got in a little sliver here. That there like that. That there like that. That there like that. Which means we've just got some work to do off there, but still that looks not right at all. And then what we're going to do at the top here, kind of nice if this characteristics up. So let's use something like that. There was a lot more angular. Feels like there needs to be a way up. So we're going to cut it in, or we're going to put a ladder in something like that. I'm not sure which is going to be best. It makes little sense for there to be a way up here no way along here. So unless this was just an objective, and it's my board, so I can decide exactly what I want it to be like. Um, I think just as like a test piece, which is basically what this is, it kind of makes sense for it to be depths. I don't know why I do this to myself. That's going to be ridiculously hard work, but here we are. All right, so steps going. Step one. What do you think we're going to make? Two. And we're going to lose a bunch. I want these to be big enough that bases can be fitting on them. So yeah, that's that'd be enough. Yeah, fine. But it's bright and sunny today. I'm not going to complain as I can't see much. So this, nearly all the way from it. There we go. Told off for extending my knife blade too long. Really works in this instance. Well, let's hope for the best. That didn't have a plan because it's not top all of it, including where the step was supposed to be. Okay, let's see if we can save this. We cut through there, I think. We simply yep. You have to save that. Right. Well, the steps we're going too far. So next step a little bit. Oh, better on this one. Yep, that one went a lot better. Cool. Right, next one. I think we can. The steps fairly small. Pictures. The little knife that worked better. Yeah, all right, and then I'll ignore it. That shouldn't be much difference now. Yeah, kind of broke a bit as well, but in a good way, I think. And that's that. How bang the cut steps that look like you put it sus though. It's looking cool. Can't wait to see how they turn out. Thanks for us, guys. Yeah, I've made it very hard on myself, but this is just like the test piece. So it's the one where it's fine to make mistakes. Plus, it's for me, so I can always just go. You know what? I don't like this. Put it in the bin and start again. And yeah, I'm glad I have this small knife because um, yeah. So, any of you working on any projects at all at the moment? If so, what sort of thing are you working on? If you have any questions? What are you still hanging on? What are you hanging on to? Ah, right. Be kind. Right. Still, let's get this picture on here. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, look at that one. Came up really nicely. Um, so two more. There. very deep. It's one and two bits because this hand is getting really annoying. So I should and hopefully here we go. Spare it today. Yeah, these are like rolled, blocked, and all sorts. Yeah, so completely random, but the idea to do it like do some cut some steps into the rock. Probably step back and then go, what have I done now? Yeah. Great stuff. A couple of people are watching. Don't know if you can see that or not. Don't know if it's better in which light is better in. I can't really see the screen, so I'm going like that. But so that's I guess the idea is that it has been carved into it, so that it can be fairly straight in places. Uh, you wouldn't believe it, but there's a warning on this knife saying "Warning: Sharp blade." Um, Nick says, "Looks really cool. What's the advantage in doing it as one piece instead of breaking it into two and then putting it back together again?" I guess what's the advantage of doing it like I've done it? I guess that it probably ends up being a similar amount of work because there's pretty no advantage or disadvantage either way. If I was doing steps up the side, then I would do it as might do it as separate pieces, but I don't think this has taken me much less time. The only issue has been um, the only issue for me has been the horizontal cuts and getting in at that angle, but they weren't too bad to be honest. But I think the fact that I'm kind of making it up as I go along is kind of part of it. So the fact that I just have this piece here and I'm just getting on with it as I'm thinking about what might look good. Whereas if I come into it thinking I would put some steps in, then might do it the way that you just suggested. I mean, I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's just whatever feels right when you're doing it, I guess. On the side of these stairs should be bit roughed up, and they're kind of now that's not. I can see a lot better now. Well, I can see a lot better now. They are looking like that. But yeah, all of these. Let's see what it looks like together with the rest of it. So kind of like how that flows up. I think these cliffs need to have some more detail and stuff put in them. So how am I going to do this? So what I'm going to do is something I've been doing quite a lot lately. I really, really like how it turns out. So I'm going to draw, score 3 lines, and just do 2 lines. not going to go quite up to the edge because it has to join something else. It normally looked at. This could be joining up to any of the other pieces. The whole point is that there are a lot of people that are making 24 tiles for this, and not all going to be as big as this, but most of them are. But the whole point of this build is that every piece can join up with every other piece. If you are interested in, I'm putting a video out tonight, about 7 o'clock, I think it's scheduled to go out, where I'm talking about the planning stage of this mountain board. But yeah, every piece can go next to any of the other pieces. That's the plan, at least. In a kind of mountainy theme is what we're going for. So yeah, you can make these ever so slightly deeper. They don't need to be deep, but they do need to be deeper than they are now. Stop them just before the end. And then now you can do this with a knife. I'm not going to do it with a boy blade because that would just be ridiculous. But if you've got a Stanley knife with a fixed blade rather than one that can snap, or you've got a steel rule that's got a nice some strength to it, then you can do this. So it almost works better if it's blunt. Now the idea of this is that I'm going to be tearing this down this edge. Like that. And that pulls away, and you kind of get these. So I've looked at rocks, and you get these kind of naturally forming flat parts to it. So the line that we've done starts to create that, and the kind of random pulling off of the there. It doesn't cut into it because it's blunt with this. Kind of just rips it up. So you end up get that in shot. You end up getting that looks like that, which I think is a much more realistic rocky texture than you get doing other techniques. So this is something I just kind of stumbled upon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it from this angle up here, so it's more of a kind of joins to it, hopefully. I'll do both at the same time. Nice real technique of applying different amounts of pressure and angles and pulling it. So that's taking 2 minutes. 2 minutes and ends up looking. I hope you can see that. I can't see the screen well, it's got a light, but yeah, ends up looking like that, which is pretty cool. And then the other thing I'm going to do is the as well. I like how that looks. So then you get a bit of there. And yeah, and yeah. Let's see what it looks like if I just do it cuts. It's a really nice rendering that's appearing here. So I might do this on a bunch of the other ones. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's a bit messy, but you're doing craft what you expect. So I can try and show you this. It looks pretty. Nick says that's pretty sweet. Looks natural. Thank you very much. That's gonna sit on there like that. That is basically what I'm going for, really. Um, the only thing I'm going to do, I am going to roll some tin foil across it, but I'm going to leave that there. Oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? A light streaming in, bit of natural light. Got some tin foil there. Crunch that up into a ball. Not too tight because it ends up getting tight if you roll it anyway. What I do is just roll it. So if I show you I've got 4, you can see that. That's at the 4. I'm not sure how often this will come up in the camera, but all you're going to do is just roll it across any area you want to have some random indentations on it. And so, because once this is brushed and stuff, it's pretty close to what stone might look like. Just remind myself what I need to do with this. Not a lot more than that. Don't do that. And edit as well. You can see that it's different to how it was before. It's not like game changing and different, but it's I just turn this so it's all still can't see anything, but this is what it looks like rolled, and this is what it looks like unrolled. So I think it's worthwhile. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. Right, that's that bit done. We're doing this. I mean, most of this is going to get blocked or sound put on or whatever. So it's nice to the texture underneath be a good one. So this one. Just letting you see everything. Been crafting XPS terrain for over 20 years and always been amazed at the difference aluminium foil makes. Yeah, it's such a brilliant. That's the worst thing about it. It's such a brilliantly simple thing that you can just go to a cupboard, grab some aluminium foil, and then you turn something which is smooth and kind of lifeless and looks like aluminium foil and turning it into something that I think looks like stone. Now you've got a choice here. I like that choice here as to how much I want to compress down the indentations and stuff I've made here. So I'm going to do the top because that's definitely going to be more like rock than foam. If I compact it, then it's going to end up being more of a smooth finish rather than a ragged for that surface. So I'm thinking that probably with a lot of these upper levels, I'm going to leave it without. I might do in a couple of places just for some variety, but in general, I think I'm going to leave it unrolled because it's already had the texture put on from something else. Now I'm not pushing right up to the edge, and I'm right next to it because what I found in my previous is we have a bunch of tiles that go together. So if you go right up to the edge, then when the tiles go together, it makes it even harder to sell the idea of it being kind of one piece because you've got a different height. So I've gone right up to within a couple of mil of the edge and then stopped. These I'm gonna. I think these would have been smoothed a bit by walking and time and water and stuff. So we'll go in there a bit. And I think I'm not going to roll. No, I'm not going to roll the rest of it at all because I think that it's already looking rocky or stony enough for me. So yeah, something along the lines of that. So I think if there's anything else that would be good to do at this stage, because not that I'm moving on to kind of gluing and stuff. We can do. Yeah. I mean, the transformation in how long I'm doing this, 42 minutes. And admittedly, I'm going to have to make 24 tiles, but some of them are really, really simple. But the transformation, really like that. I think I'm also being kind of gaslit by the fact that there's natural light shining through the window. And whenever you've got that natural light shining on terrain, it always just makes it feel that bit more. Oh, I've made something realistic. It's got must be realistic because it's got natural light on it. But truth is, it's got some natural light on it. Yeah, that's awesome. I think I'm gonna. Am I gonna glue this down instantly? I think probably am because first pesky spot there was a bit. Might be steps a bit more on. Yeah, I'm gonna glue that down because what's the worst that can happen? Barely while I grab a glue gun. Now, if you've watched any of my other modular terrain videos, you would have seen me glue these down with instant nails or products like that. Works just as well here, but I'm using a glue gun because glue guns are not quite instantaneous. You get a little bit of working time, but they are pretty much instantaneous, right? So I'm going to do that so I can get on with another part of it if I want to, which I may do. I mean, we'll see how time goes and other obligations which are part of my life as a grown up, other than just maturing. Right. At some point, I'll buy myself a good glue gun. I just haven't convinced myself that I want one enough yet. So I just put up with really cheap ones until they completely knacker out. Then I buy another one. So So, right, how are we getting on? Not very well at the moment. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, so I'm going to have four, four tiles, which are literally just board with flop down and maybe a few little rocks, but essentially not very much so for open ground. I'm going to have, I've lost count of how many it is now, but a bunch of tiles like this, which are straight, a bunch of tiles which are corners, tiles which are like internal corners, if that makes sense. And all of them are going to be of this 3-tier height with all the tiles cut at the same angle here, and the same angle here. So they all join up nicely. And then there's going to be a bunch of tiles which are this height. So plain tiles, but they are the same height as this. If you watch the planning video that's coming out tonight, then you'll see the huge amount of variations you can get. So what we're going to basically end up with is chasms and hills and mountains, and we'll make some massive scatter rocks. And this bit here, which is plain, I'm probably going to do it as if it's a dried riverbed. Maybe a few pools of water here and there just to add some variety, but essentially it's going to be like it's a dried up riverbed on a mountainside. So that's what I'm going for. Whether it looks any good or not, well, time will tell. Right, glue gun is operational. So this is a nice, easy thing to do because it's just gluing it to a cut to the same size. So just matching up with the corners. So as long as this glue gun behaves, don't have to worry too much about where we're putting it, as long as we're getting enough glue down. It's not like it's going to have to hold any epoxy in place or anything. So this glue gun could have been hotter. I should buy myself a new glue gun, shouldn't I? All right, let's get it roughly in the right place, and then seeing as we don't get a lot of time, let's not hang around. Right. It's pretty fixed already, which is a shame. There's about a million. The perils of working live, right? Yeah. It's not like it's massively all over the place. And what I've realised is that the bottom part doesn't actually, if it's in slightly, it doesn't matter. If it's that way, it'd be a bit annoying, but going the other way isn't the worst thing in the world. Though I prefer it if it was how stuff's on with their stuff. So yeah, it's a mill. Let it go, Chris. It's a mill. That much of it. So let's not beat ourselves up about that. What I can do is I can make sure this one is a tiny little bit back the other way. Right. So let's do this one better. That's more like it. I think it had that thing where it's got the glue from the previous job still in the chamber that never is quite as good once it's been melted and then redone. Let's stand up and do this properly. So there, like that, overlapping slightly that way, so it's lined up. And what I realised about this project as well is that this next layer, so this was slightly off. So this was originally all together. It was a sheet I just had lying around, so I thought I'm going to use it rather than just waste it. I put it down, and it's 2 mil too short. So, whatever I plan it, let's cut it in half. I can just create a crack there, and also it's the right size. So rather than going, oh, that's a piece I can't use for this project, turns out I absolutely can. I just need to put a crack in it. So, yeah. So, again, it's lining up. Lining up there. And in the words of Captain Raymond Hot, Bing Pot. Right. That's yeah. Nice. There we go. Doesn't that look awesome? Well, I think it does. And for me, that's the most important thing. All right, are we doing anything else with this? That's the question. Um, don't know. Probably not, because the next stage is really messy painting that I'm going to do a lot of all at once. So I think it will call that at the end, because all of the construction part of this is done. Let me know in the comments what you think of the finished construction part of it, at least, even if the decoration isn't done. But like, this is good enough scenery. So if you just use that on the table, we probably wouldn't have it on a board, because why would you? Unless you were making a modular board. So yeah, that is what it looks like. We're all trying to work out if there's something that you can do with this, so that the back could be onto something, like you can make it cavernous, but whether that would make any sense, I don't know. Anyway, I am spitballing. Right, hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I'm probably going to start doing more of these, just because if I'm crafting, then I might as well have some company, right? So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you for another video soon.